Live. Okay, dear friends, this is the third and final call. Esta es la tercera llamada. We are already streaming live. Estamos ya transmitiendo en vivo. We're streaming live through web, YouTube Live, Facebook Live, and Twitter Live. Estamos transmitiendo en vivo por Facebook Live, YouTube Live y Twitter Live. But this time I would kindly ask you to take your phones and put them in the silent mode. En este momento les pediré el favor de que pongan sus teléfonos en modo silencioso. Okay, once again, please make sure your phones are in silent mode. Okay, por favor, asegúrense de que sus teléfonos están en modo silencioso. It's 10:58, son las 10:58, and we are about to begin. We will begin in 2 minutes. Please make your way to your seats. Cristian, ¿cómo lo ves?
Oh, ya.
Okay, dear friends, it is 10:59. 1 minuto, 10:59, 1 minuto. For the last time, make sure your phone is in silent mode. Por última vez, por favor, asegúrese de que su teléfono está en modo silencioso. And as we begin, I want to say hello to everyone who's watching this streaming via Facebook Live, YouTube Live, and Twitter Live. Please share this streaming with all your friends and contacts, and also report where you are watching us from. Okay? A todas las personas que nos están viendo a través de YouTube Live, Facebook Live, and Twitter Live, por favor, repórtenos desde dónde están. Sus comentarios los vamos a compartir y compartan esto con todos sus contactos. Okay, 11 o'clock. Welcome to the 10th edition of the America's Poetry Festival of New York. Bienvenidos a Day 3. Comenzamos el tercer día. This is the third day of the America's Poetry Festival of New York 2023. Es el tercer día de la versión 2023 del Festival de Poesía de las Américas. We are, as our banner says, a multilingual poetry festival. Somos un festival de poesía multilingüe, and we celebrate the rich diversity of the peoples and the cultures of the Americas. Celebramos la rica diversidad de las personas y los pueblos de las Américas. I will be switching back between Spanish and English, and we will be hearing today a multilingual poetry reading. Yo voy a estar cambiando entre inglés y español, pero también vamos a estar escuchando una lectura multilingüe toda el día de hoy. Let me tell you a little bit about the program today. We have the formalities, which is the introduction, and I will call the director to welcome us, our host in a moment. And then Irene Santos López is going to be our MC. Les digo las formalidades, comenzamos ahora en un momento, vamos a llamar a la directora para que nos salude y luego Irene Santos va a ser la maestra de ceremonias. Once the reading is done, and the reading should be done in about around 12:30, cuando la lectura se acabe, y se debe acabar más o menos a las 12:30, we are going to have a tour, a guided tour of the Walt Whitman Birthplace. Vamos a tener una visita guiada así de la casa natal del poeta Walt Whitman. Okay, and yes, he was born there. Allá nació Walt Whitman. That is the place where he was actually born. Afterwards, we're going to take a couple of minutes to take pictures around the green area. And at 2 o'clock, we're going to go to have lunch at a very fancy restaurant nearby. Okay? Not going to mention the brand because we are streaming live. Vamos a tener la lectura, se acaba a las 12:30, después tenemos un momento para tomar los votos aquí en el área verde de la casa. Y luego, a las 12 en punto, vamos a ir a comer a un restaurante tremendamente elegante que hay aquí muy cerca. At 3 o'clock, we are going to jump on the bus and we're going to ride together to Manhattan. We have the closing night and ceremony at the Instituto Cervantes, New York. A las 3 en punto nos subimos al autobús y vamos de vuelta para Manhattan, donde tenemos la noche de cierre y la ceremonia en el Instituto Cervantes de Nueva York. Carlos, I am planning on coming to the bus at 3:01. 3:01 is fine. Me voy a subir al bus a las 3:01, está bien. Carlos, my plan is to come to the bus at 3:05. That is too late. The traffic is crazy. We have been in that situation before. I apologize if anyone is going to be left behind. Truly, trust me, this has happened to us. We've been doing this for 10 years, and some years ago, we were stuck in traffic at 6 p.m., and people were waiting for us at Instituto Cervantes. Yo lo lamento mucho, créanme, el tráfico es terrible a esa hora, lo hemos hecho por 10 años, nos ha pasado hace unos años que estábamos en el tráfico a las 6 de la tarde y las personas nos estaban esperando en Cervantes. So, we need to be very strict with the time, okay? That being said, I am really glad to be here. For 10 years, the Walt Whitman Birthplace Association has welcomed us to celebrate the America's Poetry Festival of New York. Por 10 años este lugar nos ha recibido con las manos abiertas para celebrar el Festival. And I want to invite the director, Cynthia Kieu, to lead all of you. Entonces la directora Cynthia Kieu para saludarnos.
Buenos días. Welcome. I'm Cynthia Kieu, the Executive Director here, and it gives me great pleasure to invite you back after 10 years. Let's have a round of applause for Clara. He keeps you all on the bus and gets you here and gets coffee. But more importantly, he arranged the festival, the American Poetry Festival of New York at CUNY, and he does a terrific job there. And I hear he has a new position, so congratulations on your new position as chair. Very nice. And congratulations to all of you who have made this wonderful trip to New York City to be part of the festival. And now on Friday, your last day, to come out here to the Walt Whitman Birthplace. You can see behind me is a home where Walt was born in 1819, over 200 years ago, and it was built by his father around 1810. So it's very historic. It is a state historic site, and I'm the director of the association that operates the site for New York State. 10 years, I can't believe it. It seems like yesterday when we started this, and I want to say hello to Irina. Irina, thank you very much for all that you're doing, and Carlos, where's our other Carlos there? Hi, thank you for what you're doing too. So I will turn it back over to Carlos, and I await with bated breath to hear your poetry, the poetry of the Americas, the many multiple languages, and the interest and the intrigue and the engagement that you bring to poetry and that you're bringing it here to the Walt Whitman Birthplace. Welcome all.
Thank you. It's amazing. It's been 10 years and she looks exactly the same.
Yes.
And the place, I have to say, every time we come, looks better. Right? It's amazing. We are really impressed with the service you provide for the community, and we're really glad to count the Walt Whitman Birthplace Association and Historical Site as one of our partners in the America's Poetry Festival of New York. Estamos muy orgullosos. Cintia nos ha acompañado 10 años. Cada vez la veo igual, nunca ha cambiado, y además el lugar cada vez está mejor. Cada vez que venimos encontramos que está mucho mejor, y a nosotros nos enorgullece profundamente que sean nuestros compañeros en el Festival de Poesía de las Américas. And today we're going to listen to poets hailing from New Jersey, right? She's going to copy later, okay? We have poets from another place. Queens, New Jersey. We have poets from Colombia. We have poets from Romania. We have poets from Argentina. Poets from India. What is the Indian poet? Oh, the poet from India. We have a poet from Vietnam. Vietnam? Yeah, Vietnam, okay. She traveled from Vietnam. We have a poet from Armenia. We also have a poet from Guatemala. What is the Guatemala? Guatemala. We have although the country is called Guatemala, Miguel Angel is also a Maya Cachiquel. He represents the Maya nation, representa la nación Maya, Miguel Angel. And we also have the Dominican Republic, the Dominican Republic, and we also have Korea, and many other places. Tenemos un festival multilingüe con representantes de los Estados Unidos, incluso de Nueva Jersey, ¿sí? También tenemos poetas de Colombia, de Rumania, tenemos poetas de Argentina, de la India, tenemos poetas de Vietnam, tenemos poetas de Guatemala. Miguel Ángel representa la nación maya, Cachiquel, en Guatemala. Hasta poetas de la República Dominicana, ¿sí? Y tenemos poetas de Corea. With all that being said, again, our dream, the dream that Dr. Carlos Velázquez and distinguished poet Irene Santos Lopez and I share, is that one day we will have a festival with 180 poets reading in 180 different languages. Ese es nuestro sueño es que algún día tengamos un festival con 180 poetas leyendo poesía en 180 lenguas. Which is exactly the number of languages that are spoken in New York. Es exactamente el número de lenguas que se hablan en Nueva York. That's it. Thank you so much for being here. Irene Santos, come here. She's also known as the Mercedes Sosa of Latin American poetry. Es conocida como la Mercedes Sosa de la poesía latinoamericana, la poeta dominicana Irene Santos López, our MC. Please, you need to two fingers from the microphone, talk close to the microphone and project your voice, okay?
I want to take a picture from here. Buenos días. Good morning.
Bueno.
Oh my God. So happy. Muy feliz. Muy feliz. Thank you, Cynthia. Thank you, Bonnie, for receiving us again. I remember when Carlos Aguasaco asked me to do this thing, and I said, but I bear talk. I just laugh. Okay? And then I was scared. And I remember, because today we are celebrating our 10th anniversary, and I remember when we did the first time, I asked one of my friends for more than 30 years to present the first time for the opening. Sada Corniel, the writer from Dominican Republic. You know her, right, Lola? And I said, okay, the next day I think I present. And for the closing, I asked to the poet from the Dominican Republic who is going to read tonight at the Cervantes, María Medrano. After that, I said all the time, I said, I'm very shy, very timid. But I think after I'm 57, something changed in my life. Yes? And the time is flying, right? I remember when I started, I was 50. Now I'm 60. Okay? 2 months ago. Hey, chicos, recuerdo que cuando comenzamos yo me sentía muy tímida cuando Carlos Aguasaco me preguntó de trabajar con él y crear este festival y estaba tan nerviosa que que le pregunté a una de mis amigas para abrir el primer día y para el cierre también a una escritora dominicana. But I feel relaxed, ¿sí? Porque ustedes me dan la confianza. I feel more confident now. I need to confess. One day I remember in the Instituto Cervantes, I said, I'm shy. And another poet who lived in New Hampshire, she said, and she said, coño. As a bad, okay. I want to hear it. I want to listen to this again. Yo no quiero que repitas esto más. And I felt, oh my God, I said, okay, stop. Okay. But now, chicos, we are celebrating the 10th anniversary of the Americas Poetry Festival of New York. And I remember also when Carlos Velázquez came as a poet, right? And the two first year, right? Los primeros 2 años, Carlos Velázquez vino como sí, invitado, como ustedes, pero después de 2 años o 3, entonces ya es parte nuestra. Fue parte nuestra antes, pero ahora trabaja con nosotros. Y bueno, me siento muy bien trabajando con ellos, ¿sí? I feel very, very happy. And another thing, for 9 years, por 9 años, siempre leíamos allá. We used to read over there. And we are scared because not everybody can do the Bill Wolak good. He does. He jumped, right? But all the time we are scared. Okay, be careful, be careful. But now, Cynthia, look outside. Beautiful. This background, oh my God. Hermoso. ¿Sí? Hermoso. O sea, ¿qué piensan ustedes? What do you think? Is better here than over there?
Yes.
¿Sí? Okay, Cynthia. Okay. Okay, vamos a comenzar. Who wants to be first? Okay, I'm going to start with Carlos Satizábal de Colombia.
¡Vamos, Carlos!
From Colombia, he came today. See? Carlos.
Pues un honor compartir con ustedes aquí. It's an honor to share with you here these poems, estos poemas. Voy a leer los que están en la antología para que quienes no leen en español los puedan escuchar en español. I want to read that poems in the anthology in Spanish, of course. Este primer poema, Abuelo Sombrerero, es un recuerdo de mi abuelo que me enseñó a tener sombrero siempre. This first poem is a memory for my grandfather that teach me, give a hat even. He was a sell hat. The hat he has in my shop, hat shop. Abuelo sombrerero. Las manos encallecidas, las tejedoras de Iraca, lo saludan desde el aire aromado de hierbas. Para él tejen la fibra más tersa, para él guardan la obra más bella. Un ángel de las lomas aún rumora su nombre en las calles de Aguadas y en las hondonadas del Patía y del Tambo. Y en las costas de su valle, entre mares de espigas y hojas de caña, con gritos de bienvenida, entre golpes de pacora y cantos de los bogas, lo esperan los negros y las negras. Las totumas llenas de agua cruda de panela y guarapo refrescado con limón y hierbabuena. En mañanas de Palmira, la abuela también lo aguarda, la cocina perfumada, pilado el maíz y la leña ardiendo, el vuelo amoroso de los perros en el zaguán y el canto de los pájaros en el limonero. La luz azul de sus ojos es la alegría del niño y la fortaleza del amigo descaecido y la amargura por la sangre amiga y la matanza. Siglos acallados de nobleza y de memorias le signaron generosos con los dones más amables. Ahora vuelve bajo el sol del alma a pasar su esbelta sombra con el diente de león y las motas de los balsos que florecen en los vientos del destino. Su llegar sereno se adentra en el ardor de la última tarde, tras el vuelo blanco en el árbol de las garzas, tras los ojos agoreros del perro místico que lo aguarda para cruzar las aguas, y con su voz de visiones saluda en lengua india a su guía en los caminos de la muerte. Con ese poema hicimos un bambuco para mi abuelo, les voy a cantar un pedazo. Las manos encallecidas, las tejedoras de Iraca, lo saludan, y un ángel de las lomas aún rumora su nombre en las calles de Aguadas y en las hondonadas del Patia y del Tambo, del Patia y del Tambo. Este otro, canción de Lady Macbeth. Agua, si limpias el polvo del aire con tu lluvia, si sacias la sed del hombre fatigado por el sol, si llenas de esplendor al árbol y al jardín, si de ti crecen las nubes y su fragor de cielo, si todo lo llenas de vida, agua, ¿por qué rehusas lavar la sangre de mis manos? ¿No oyes esos golpes que claman en las puertas? Maya, consume su calma la llama inclinada, apaga su nada la vela del alma. Gracias.
De hecho, pide la misma que lea ese poema.
Okay. Mirna. ¿Puedes leer el último poema de Satizábal?
Recuérdales a todos.
Chicos, remember that Mirna is here to read the poetry in English. ¿Qué página? Sí.
¿Qué página está?
¿Qué página está?
La página 1. Entonces, hoy mismo la página 157. 159.
¿El poema de su abuelito?
Sí.
Sí. Mirna Fuentes, con ustedes. Bravo. Y con nosotros. ¿Okay?
Fuerte la voz, mira.
Sí.
Mande.
Fuerte la voz.
Okay. Grandfather Hatter, his callous hands, weavers of Iraka palm, greet him from the herb-scented air. For him they weave the smoothest fibers. For him they harbor the most beautiful work. An angel from the hills still whispers his name on the streets of Aguadales and in the hollows of Patia and Tambo. On the coast of his valley, between oceans of spikes and cane leaves with welcoming cries. Amongst the machete blows and the songs of the canoas, the black men and women wait for him. They gourd cups overwhelming with raw sugarcane spring water and fermented sugarcane with lime and mint. On Samira mornings, grandmother also waits for him. The kitchen perfumed, the maize stacked, and the wood burning. The loving stir of the dogs in the doorway, and the songbirds in the lime tree. The blue light of his eyes is the boy's happiness, and the strength of the fallen friend, and the bitterness for friendly blood and killing. Centuries of nobility and memories silenced. They generously blessed him with the most gentle gifts. Now he returns under the sole sun to cross his slender shadow. With dalliance and remnants of the canoas that blossom in destiny's winds. His serene arrival enters the heat of the last afternoon, beyond the white flight in the heron tree, beyond the mystic dog's ominous eyes, that awaits him to cross the waters. And with his voice of visions, he greets his guide to death's path in an Indian tongue.
Thank you, Mirna. Gracias. I was talking to the guy over there, looking to the program and books, anthology, and I said, oh, we organized this poetry festival, but I didn't know that he was a poet. And estaba mirando y conversando con un muchachito, con un joven allí, y no sabía que era un poeta, y yo les dije, estamos celebrando el 10º aniversario de este festival. Ay, pero qué bueno, ¿sí? Pero yo no sabía que él era el poeta que iba a participar hoy con nosotros. Entonces, un placer llamar a Christopher Perkins, ¿sí? From United States. Bienvenido, welcome.
Wonderful to be here with all of you today on this beautiful fall day at Walt Whitman's birthplace. I'm going to read 4 short poems. 3 of them come from an earlier book, about 10 years old. So we're going with the theme of anniversary. And then a 4th poem that's in the Hyperboreal Poems anthology that was just published for a poetry tour that Andrés and I are doing. On the bleeding edge, the rose. Poetry is in the broken things. And consider your potential when somebody says, you make a better door than a window. Look at these arms, those characters, a shameless opportunist, a selfless master, on the edge of disabled governance. Finding her is like trying to get blood from a turnip, and it absorbs me into an ecstatic proposition where the self, a scholar in theft, gone, that soul residual. I ride on the coattails of him, shrouded in green, always already on the gangplank. Look at these arms, these epicene troglodytes. That is all, to cut my coat according to your cloth, and run when possible from that incubus of baggy habits, sleep. I made a mistake, because sometimes we need to listen. A world dismantled now. We tried, I said, to put it back, rearrange somehow. We must alter our constitutions to see barely. I was reading a lot of William Carlos Williams and Walt Whitman during this time, so I just feel the infusion of these two poets, and Alice Notley as well. The Queen, the Debt of Recognition. I think it might be more inflammatory if it were lessons, one of consent and complicity, because religious loyalties always manifest flux. How to abandon your God. It feels good to go on impulse. Go good, like you, go green. Recitation is an instance of being. Repetition, recusation, resurrection. Can be friends. Its potential to unhinge personality. Encounter with Walt. Uncle Walt. Uncle Walt Whitman. What if other Moors and their peoples don't want to be subsumed under this universal sympathy, Walt? He roared. It doesn't matter so much where you start, just start. I contain multitudes, sometimes gulp the air and open the borders of your heart. This thing is proof where I said, the world proves itself, it pierces everything. Wet my tender ego, caress my waxen lobes, the wind already divested me of my clothing. Gaze on my jolly body and breathe my mush. Taste the brow of America, of its migrant memory. And finally, this poem was written over the summer when I started to do readings in Mexico, and this poem came to me in Mexico City, and I was developing it in June of this year. So the inner drapes of Mexico City. Nobody is an island. Like a bluebird, I wonder if I want to taste this city, its soil, its water, the air. What is this stuff? The blue veil of the sky envelopes us, protecting from the dark coldness of infinite sweet space. Insight is always available. And oh, light blue sky, even when we cover you in our frothy pollutants, I love you as a flourishing breeze. Your qualities pervade even the milky midnight blue I love, an ocean of tranquility cultivating brilliant equanimity. No, not lullaby. No, not looking away. A milky gray orb, a locust to see through, the darker, more penetrating hues. Today is solstice. For the year, only for today, we harvest our space-time threshold. Hello, everybody.
From Romania, Carmen Bulzan.
Carmen.
Carmencita.
Bună ziua! Buenos días. Aquí hay otra antología, Poemas Peregrinos, que apareció en Rumanía el año pasado, con 20 poetas rumanos. Es una edición bilingüe, rumano-español, cada uno con 10 poemas. De aquí, ahora el primer poema
en español. Detalle. Nuestra vida es también detalle, tal vez sobre todo detalle. Buscamos solo el todo, no miramos la parte. Nos interesa solo la vida, no cada instante de lo que está formada. Buscamos al hombre abstracto, el ideal, no el que es de carne y hueso. Nos interesa la arquitectura humana, no el detalle. Miramos en general, no en particular. Buscamos lo absoluto y perdemos lo relativo. En lo pequeño está lo grande, en la gota de agua el océano sin límites, en la salpicadura de rocío el alto cielo, en la nota musical la armonía, en la palabra amor el amor, en la casualidad la necesidad, en la parte el todo, en el instante la vida entera. En tu mirada tu alma desnuda, en tu gesto la humanidad, en tu paso la cadencia del mundo, en tu palabra la música de las esferas, en tu susurro el suspiro del universo, en tus brazos el abrazo del infinito, en tu toque la mano del Dios, en mí tú, en ti yo. Nuestra vida es también detalle, tal vez sobre todo detalle.
Detail. Perhaps our life is also detail. I'm sorry, I need to start again.
Acerca al micrófono, por favor.
Detail. Our life is also detail. Perhaps, above all, detail. We search only the whole. We do not notice the fragment. We are only interested in life. Not of each moment life is made up. We search for the abstract man, the ideal, not the man of flesh and blood. We are interested of human agriculture, architecture, not of the detail. We look at the general, not the particular. We search the absolute and miss the relative. In the small is hidden the great. In the drop of water is hidden the infinite ocean. In the piece of clear sky is hidden the heights of the skies. In the musical note is hidden the harmony. In the word love is hidden the affection. In casualty, necessity. In fragment is hidden the whole. In the instant is hidden the entire life. In your eyes is hidden your naked soul. In your gesture is hidden your humanity. In your step is hidden the world's cadence. In your speech is hidden the sphere's music. In your whisper is hidden the universe's sigh. In your arms is hidden the infinite embrace. In your touch is hidden the hand of God. In me, you. In you, me. Our life is also detail. Perhaps above all, detail.
Y ahora, al rumano, después español. Dincolo de mine, ca primitivul în fața idolului venerat interzis atingerii. Te presimt ordine în haosul din mine, căutător de sens. Te simt mister de nepătruns, taina existenței mele. Te gândesc lege morală, pură convenție relativă. Te vreau religia mea în care să cred orbește. Te imaginez amintirea mea din tâi, visul meu din urmă. Te intuiesc mitul din care nu mai vreau să ies decât cu tine. Te vreau ultimul element al existenței mele. metafísica mea. Detrás de mí, como el primitivo ante su ídolo adorado, prohibido a tocar, te presiento orden el caos de mí, buscador de sentido. Te siento secrete, incomprensible, el misterio de mi existencia. Te pienso, ley moral, pura convención relativa. Te quiero, mi religión, en la cual creer ciegamente. Te imagino, mi recuerdo primero, mi último sueño. Te intuyo el mito de donde no quiero salir nunca, solo contigo. Te quiero, el último elemento de mi existencia, metafísica mía.
De México, Andrés Cisneros. Bienvenido.
Vamos, Andrés.
¿Qué tal? Bonita tarde, mañana, perdón. Walt Whitman siempre ha estado en mi vida, en su poesía, pero sobre todo Walt Whitman de Brainware, Walt Whitman de León Felipe. Voy a leer 3 poemas de este libro para llegar al nacido en Sarajevo, translated by Christopher Perkins. Bueno. Haz tu crimen consciente. Commit your crime mentally. No robes a tu hermano. Don't steal from your brother. No acrecientes la pobreza de los pobres. Do not increase the poverty of the poor. No apuntes tu pistola en la cabeza del recién nacido junto a tu casa de adobe. Do not point your gun to the head of the newborn near your adult house. Que tu crimen sea una auténtica obra. Make your crime an authentic creation. Amputa las manos del príncipe. Take the prince's hands. Arranca la corona al futuro rey. Snatch the future king's crown. Y fúndela en alianzas para el pueblo. And melt it into an alliance with the people. Y si tienes el coraje, cuando tengas al niño que impondrán como Dios en tus manos, libéralo. Enséñalo a ser pueblo. Que aprenda el difícil arte de vivir sin reino. And if you have the courage when you have the baby that they will treat like God, put in your hands, free him, teach him to be of the people. Let him learn the difficult art of living without a kingdom. Dicen, la poesía es todo lo que nos rodea. They say poetry is all around us. Dicen que la poesía está en cada cosa, that poetry is in all things, en todos los amaneceres, in every sunrise, que la poesía es lo que permanece incluso después de las palabras, that poetry is what remains even after the words. Así, la poesía está en lo que va mutando. Like that, poetry is in what mutates. ¿Qué sucede si un poema no logra mostrar de cerca a una niña, a su padre? What happens if one fails to show a young girl her father up close? Mostrarle entre los espejos al niño la similitud con sus hermanas. To show among mirrors a child his likeness to his sisters. Si el poema no cambia la forma de ver el amanecer, de sentir la noche o entender lo mortal, if the poem doesn't change the way we look at the sunrise, to feel the night or understand mortality. Si no rompe algo el poema y no logra abrir la herida, entonces el poema muere. If nothing breaks the poem, fails to open the wound, then the poem dies. Y que el canto de los pájaros que pían en la boca cerrada, silenciosos y solos, and the bird songs is all that is left, shivering in your closed mouth, silent and alone. Dime, ¿Para qué sirve un poema? ¿Para reafirmar el mundo o para transformarlo? Tell me, what is a poem good for? To reaffirm the world or to transform it? Si lo reafirmas, lentamente te irás transformando en él. If you reaffirm it, slowly you will become transformed by it. Si lo transformas, el mundo lentamente se irá transformando en ti. If you transform it, the world will slowly become transformed by you. Dime, ¿transcribir o ser el poema? Tell me, to transcribe or to be the poem. No creo en princesas ni reinas, en reyes ni escuderos, en asesinos seriales. I don't believe in princes or queens, in kings or squires and serial killers, ni en naciones utópicas or in utopian nations. No creo en consejos civiles. I don't believe in civil councils, ni en revoluciones a posteriori or in posteriori revolutions. No creo en la tibia esperanza, ni en el placer de la venganza fría. I don't believe in lukewarm hope or in the pleasure of cold revenge. Ni en el placer, no creo en los budas malditos de Telema, ni en el llamado interior. No creo sino para construir. I do not believe the cursed Buddhas of Telema or in the inner calling. No, I don't believe, but only in Buddhism. A veces pienso en soluciones genéricas, pero el simple hecho de aplicarlas sería equivalente a esperar llegue algún día Quetzalcóatl. Sometimes I think about generic solutions, but the mere fact of implementing them will be as useless as hoping that one day Quetzalcóatl will come. Pinto la casa de un color nuevo, I paint the house a new color. E invariable días después, and inalterable days later, vuelve a tornarse musgo gris. It goes back to mossy gray. Pero la mueblo, o las telas la dibujo a manera de umbral, but I furnish it with fabrics drawn and fashions the house as a drugstore. Ideograma para intercambiar con antiguos amigos historias inútiles de tiempos remotos. An ideogram to exchange pointless stories of the olden days with old friends. Llegan los niños y nos escupen su juventud en la cara. Nos dan a guardar su polvo mientras se van a jugar a la guerra o a terminar la tesis para obtener un lugar donde inventar esas historias que no lograron hallar en los anales de las bibliotecas. The children come and they speak their joy in our faces, and they give us dust to hold while they go to play war or finish their thesis to obtain a place where they make up those stories that they failed to find among the annals of the libraries. Existe un vacío en el que cualquier cosa puede creerse si uno no se ha puesto a prueba. There is a void where anything can be certain if one has not yet been tasted. But, porque no creo en ti, sé que existes, fenómeno o hallazgo. Tú, que puedes leerme, sé a ciencia cierta que tú existes. Because I do not believe in you. I know that you exist. Phenomenon or discovery, you who can't read me, I know for certain that you exist.
Ahora regresamos a Colombia nuevamente y para esto llamo a María Clara González. Bienvenida, María Clara.
Hola, María Clara.
It's amazing to be sharing poetry here at Walt Whitman Birthplace, thanks to the America's Poetry Festival. I'm going to read poems from my recent book published by Arte Poética Carlos Aguasán.
Escribo para no sucumbir, para seguir andando, para evitar miedos, sobrevivir naufragios, para escuchar las voces, para habitar mi cuerpo, para sentir el tiempo como viento que pasa, para leer las calles, los ojos y las manos, para seguir viviendo, para evadir el vuelo de negras mariposas o lanzarme al abismo sin abrir el paraguas. Escribo para enmendar recuerdos y deambular por ellos, para saltar los límites, para soñarme a otra y arbitrariamente crear otros modos de hospedarme en el mundo, para dejarme invadir en secreta corriente por palabras dispares. Escribo para gastar la vida, para apropiarme de ella, para buscar un umbral o imaginarlo, para esquivar la muerte, para librarme de mí o de los otros, o para no librarme. Escribo porque sí, porque respiro y el pulso de la vida me lo exige. I write not to succumb, to keep going, to face fears, to outlive shipwrecks, to listen to the voices, to inhabit my body, to feel time as a passing wind, to read the streets, the eyes, and the hands, to keep on living, to evade the flight of black butterflies, or to dive into the abyss without opening the umbrella. I write to make memories and to wander through them, to break boundaries, to dream myself otherwise, and arbitrarily create new ways of lodging into the world. To allow myself to be taken over by a secret stream of dissimilar words. I write to spend life, to seize it, to seek a threshold or to imagine it, to evade death, to get rid of myself or others, or not to get rid of myself. I write because I breathe, and the pulse of life demands it. El don es un tañido, es un lugar de paso para el aire que nace, es un recogimiento, un encuentro, es un dejo, un legado de vida que se brinda. Es un rayo que impulsa a la otredad, es lo intangible. Puede ser un umbral, puede ser tú, podrá ser él. Podremos ser nosotros, o una copa invertida de campana que se oye en la distancia del propio corazón. The gift is a field. It is a place of passage for the air being born, a retreat, an encounter, an echo, a legacy of life that is given. It is a lightning that impels. To otherness, it is the intangible. It may be a threshold, it may be you, it may be him, it might be us, or an inverted bell cup heard in the distance of one's own heart. Para terminar, al final. Después seré yo la que se marche, será esa migración la que me marque. Me iré con la mochila de sueños a la espalda. Pesarán mucho, mucho menos aquellos que cumplí. Los otros Los que faltan tendrán otros paisajes, otra voz, otro aroma. El lugar al que llegue abordará distinto las palabras. Esta vez seré la que se vaya sin mirar para atrás, para no parecerme a la mujer del otro. Mis raíces quizás se irán también conmigo, y como semillas en la nueva tierra llevarán otros nombres transversales. Extrañaré mi cielo y mis montañas. Intentaré encontrarles parecidos para evitar que el alma se desgaste.
At the end, then I will be the one to live. I will be the migration that I set for myself. I will live with a backpack of dreams on my back. Those I fulfill will weigh much less. The others, those that are missing, will have other landscapes, another voice, and another scent. The country I arrive to will approach words differently. This time, I will be the one who lives without looking back, so as not to look like Lot's wife. My roots will perhaps go with me too, and like seeds in the new land, they will carry other names across. I will miss my sky, my mountains. I will try to find resemblance in them to prevent the soul from breaking off.
Y ahora continuamos con Suiza, pero argentino, ¿sí? Cristian Damián González.
Hola. Good morning. It's an honor to be here. You are very beautiful people. I'm very happy. Oh, here's okay? Perfect. It's an honor to be here. You inspire me to love. So thank you for your poem and your life. So to start, greeting to my wife in Switzerland. She is in Peru. And maybe to my family in Argentina. So today is the birthday of my father. So me voy a permitir leerle un poema al final a mi padre. Para empezar, to face, I read in English first, then in Spanish. This is not to my father, it's a poem. To face. Mask and cracks. They hit the best of the human appearance. Voracious and scandalous. They fit for crops of a banker's already service. Los lots, they portent misfortunes in the city and in the fields, and also in the small village on the outskirts. Hypocrisies and hard truths reveal the emptiness of existence. Nobody said it was easy to look at the life in face, with its absurdities and twists and turns, tragedies and comedies, dreams and vanities. Cause and consequence of lives forgotten in the passing of time. Face it with the immensity of immeasurable universe. We humans learn to lie like civilization best behind some toast mask. To face without twisting views, looking in the eyes and walking straight. sometimes trembling, other time running. We go through existence, exchange plans that get lost and find in the sea of a picture. En Spanish, de frente. Caretas y grietas esconden la bestia de apariencia humana. Voraces y carroñeros pelean por migajas de un banquete ya servido. Miradas perdidas presagian desgracias en la ciudad y en los campos, y también en las pequeñas aldeas de la periferia. Hipocresías y medias verdades desvelan el vacío y el sinsentido de la existencia. Nadie dijo que sería fácil mirar a la vida de frente, con sus absurdos y sus vericuetos, tragedias y comedias, dramas y vanidades, causas y consecuencias de vidas olvidadas en el devenir del tiempo. De frente, ante la inmensidad de un universo inconmensurable, los humanos aprendemos a vivir como bestias civilizadas detrás de suntuosas caretas. De frente, sin torcer la vista, mirando los ojos, caminando recto. A veces a los tumbos, otras veces corriendo. Pasamos por la existencia intercambiando miradas que se pierden y se encuentran entre un mar de gente. Mi mujer me manda un corazoncito de que está bien, así que... Okay, today I want a gift to my father because I miss a lot. He lives in Argentina, so sorry if I cry. Normally, sometimes. First in English for all of you. It's very short. To my father. My father's hands are gigantic. His back, after 6 decades and 3 operations, he remains thin as an apple. His hands are gigantic. They have been waking up early on this earth for 22,095 days. 16. He has only a few years left to retire, to enjoy life. Also, life now gives him another fit. Leukemia, the doctor said. Leucemia. And the simple word collapsed our world in a second. His back, his hands, his hair, and his strength, they're giants. He's already winning this new battle. Few things in life leave a writer without word, adjective, nouns, parables, and metaphors. How can I combine the greatness of his soul in a poem? It just occurred to me to ask myself, what would life be without my father's hands? En Spanish. Pa, si estás escuchando y viendo, te amo mucho. A mi padre. Las manos de mi padre son gigantes. Su espalda, luego de 6 décadas y 3 operaciones, sigue firme como un roble. Sus manos son gigantes. Gigantes. Llevan 22.995 días madrugando en esta tierra, luchando. Le quedan pocos años para retirarse y para disfrutar de la vida, aunque la vida ahora le regaló otra lucha. Leucemia, dijo la doctora. L-E-U-C-E-M-I-A. Y esa simple palabra desplomó nuestro mundo en un segundo. Su espalda, sus manos, su corazón y su fuerza son gigantes. Él ya está ganando esta nueva batalla. Pocas cosas en la vida nos dejan a los escritores sin palabras, adjetivos, sustantivos, parábolas o metáforas. Pero ¿cómo transmitir en un poema la grandeza de su alma? Simplemente se me ocurre preguntarme qué sería de mi vida sin las manos de mi padre.
Gracias, Cristian. Me hace llorar. I miss my father. Now, our Armenian poet, Lola Koundakjian. I think so.
It's an auspicious occasion for me as the Armenian culture celebrates Holy Translators' Day, which is after the invention of our unique alphabet, everybody started translating the Bible, the life of certain important individuals in our history. And the reason that they had to do that was because the language existed for about 1,000 years before, and all the scripts were using ancient Greek or Latin texts. So it is auspicious for me. I'm going to read two pieces. One is about, inspired by the story of Eurydice and her beautiful husband. My walking around in the New York tunnels. The translation into English is my work. New York tunnels, and the epigraph is from Sophocles. And Eurydice is saying, all we who live, it's clear, are nothing more than insubstantial phantoms, fleeting shadows. The translation is by Maura Giles Watson. But I will start with the Armenian original, just to throw you off a little bit. New Yorki Paburinere. Yergaren, New Yorki Paburinere. Yergaren Uahmugod Yev Amenardu. Yepemen Amenigun. Gakalen Irstoregia Sharianeren. Ahmagoden, New Yorki Paburinere. Ahmagoden Ukarshahod. Betzamenardu. Yepemen Amenigun Gakalen Volodvats Urineren. Ուրեն կապնյանցքերը, սենյակներն ու խուցերը, ուրեն հսկայական միջանցքները, անհավանական անգլներն ու տղարդները, միմիան երևակայությանս մեջ, հոսք դեսնեն տասնյակմա անդուրիներ ծմեր ավելի, հոնգը բարևեն կայարանին աշխարհավորները, քնանցքները ու քետինը ավլողները, մեզի հոդերը ու պսխունքները, սրպողները, Semelo Shadabini. Hosк մտածեմ, թե օր մտքի հանդիպիմ օր պրոսի ու եվրետիկեին, ու կպտրեմ սիրենք ամեն եկող կացոններու մեջ, ամեն արտում, երբեմն ամեն իրիկում. Երևակայենք, թե այս անգամ եվրետիկե օտույի արգածով մահացած, օտպեոս, անհետև, աշխարի մեջ կպնդրե իր սիրելին ու ինձի պես կքարե, կպնդրե իսլերին ինձի պես կքարե Յորքի բաբովիներու մեջ, գույլի մպես, ջերմակ կավազանի մե հետ, զեննելով ամեն կաղնի կորները, սենյակներն ու խուցերը։ Ուսալով թե կան հսկայական միջանցքներ, անհավանական անգուններ, բայց քիչ տղարդներ, Օրբեոս Mimian Kuserun Mej Gerkin Kedesne Evetigen, Harsi Hapustahakals, Eben Modenala, Harsanegan Puchmizake, Ushbide, Patsaso, Alisina Yogi, Mej, Tichbes Amenatu, Eben, Amen, New York tunnels. Long are the tunnels of New York. They are long and noisy. When every morning, sometimes every evening, I walk through its underground trails. Noisy are the tunnels of New York, noisy and smelly. But every morning, sometimes every evening, I walk through its snaky paths. Where are the secret passages, rooms, and cells? Where are the gigantic corridors, improbable corners and traps? Simply in my imagination. Here I see a dozen homeless people in winter more. There I greet the station workers, train and floor sweepers who clean the urine and the vomit in winter much more. Now I think that someday I will meet Orpheus and Eurydice, and I search for them among the throngs every morning, sometimes every evening. I imagine that this time Eurydice died in a car crash. Orpheus, distraught, searches for his beloved, and he walks lightly through the tunnels of New York City, like the blind and white king, probing every secret corridor, room, and trap, hoping there are huge corridors, unbelievable angles but few traps. Orpheus hopes that once more he will meet Eurydice in her bride's dress, walking towards him, her wedding bouquet and a smile. But today, I am alone in New York's underground tunnels, like every morning, sometimes every evening. My teachers who imposed a bunch of amazing characters in my education. Very, very fortunate.
Más fuerte.
Thank
You just stop.
Okay. I know I put on always my sexy voice when I laugh, but it's a different story. The next poem is called I Saw, Hoy. There's a Spanish translation, but I don't have a copy, unfortunately. I will read again in Armenian and English. I saw it. I saw cortese tankaran ertal, parevel honabro kuinere, luisel mushukere, mornal ansiado yervagael abakan. I saw cortese kikkartal, verishela lodian, gianke, uhasarak martel, kred kertvazner u stelzel noka aparner. I saw cortese nergel, chapelu gisel tohti echere, gadavel persinim menabarel nachkan chulinhe, sirapan chuna. Ikna legarna, veratsagam bantgerma, timagna. I saw cortese stelzel, and the English translation is by Adam Smart, who lives in London. He's a foil young poet, and he used this to teach poetry to young people. So he translated it and then gave it as an assignment. Today my job is to go to a museum, to say hello to the colors that live there, the lights and shadows, to forget the past and imagine the future. Today my job is to read a book, to remember the everyday life and the common man, to write poems and create new ideas. Today my job is to paint, to measure and to cut the pages of paper, to carry out the solo dance of the brush before it's flirting with the water, a self-portrait, an abstract picture, a mask. Today, my job is to create. Thank you very much.
Colombia otra vez. ¿Sí? Saúl Gómez Mantilla. Diga,
Bueno, hola. Bueno, Estoy muy emocionado de estar acá en la casa de Walt Whitman, pero también hay otra razón de la emoción, es que, bueno, yo estoy acá porque me gané un premio del Ministerio de Cultura de Colombia, la beca de circulación internacional, pero quien sacó el concurso fue Patricia Ariza.
La ministra.
Entonces, pues gracias a sus gestiones y al apoyo que el Ministerio de Cultura de Colombia brinda a los artistas y al trabajo que desarrolló Patricia Ariza, es que estoy acá. Entonces hay como un montón de emociones en este momento, pues por poder compartir parte de mi poesía. Voy a leer 3 poemas en español y mi hija Rafaela, mi cómplice en este viaje, los leerá en inglés. Corteza, al árbol del cují. Tal vez por la agresiva textura de su tronco, las formas caprichosas de sus ramas y sus pequeñas hojas, es que este árbol ha ido creciendo en mis recuerdos. Se imponen áridos paisajes donde el agua solo lo cubre como lluvia. Parece haberse sembrado a sí mismo, como revelándose a la naturaleza y al hombre, sin fruto alguno ni sombra que lo atesore. Este árbol, extraño y deforme, semeja a un viejo sabio, un ermitaño, que con su presencia nos impele la terquedad, como afirmando, solo aquello que es esquivo vale la pena ser perseguido.
Bark to the tree of the kuhi. Perhaps because of the aggressive texture of its trunk, the whimsical shapes of its branches, and its small leaves, it is that this tree has been growing in my memories. It imposes itself in arid landscapes where water only covers it like rain. It seems to have planted itself, as if rebelling against nature and man without any fruit nor a shadow that treasures it. This tree, strangely formed, resembles an old sage, a hermit, that by his presence impels us to stubbornness as affirming only that which is elusive, it is worth being pursuing.
Melancolía, a Paula Torrado. Este extraño mapa que dibuja un alma posee una rara geografía. Ríos y montañas parecen huir, abandonar el centro y moverse a los extremos. Pequeños fragmentos se desmiembran, como islas vagan en el interminable vacío. En su centro, un rostro emerge, resignado, contempla la disolución de sí mismo.
Melancolía, to Paula Torrado. This strange map that draws a soul has a strange geography. Rivers and mountains seem to flee, abandoning the center and moving to the extremes. Small fragments dismember themselves like islands wander in the endless void. In its center, a face emerges, resigned, contemplates the dissolution of itself.
Y el último poema, Poiesis a Javier Bosch. Hablar de poesía, intentar definirla, ¿no sería acaso negarla 3 veces, tirar la piedra y esconder la mano? La poesía para subsistir, como esos extraños animales que habitan en cuevas o en lo profundo de los océanos, produce su propia luz. Ella misma es su alimento. Aquello que llamamos su inercia, su inmovilidad, es solo otro ritmo, otra velocidad en que el mundo se mueve, tan leve e imperceptible que cuando nos toca es imposible regresar al sueño.
Poiesis, to Javier Bosch. To speak of poetry, to try to define it, would not be to deny it 3 times, to throw a stone and hide the hand. Poetry for subsistence, like those strange animals that inhabit in caves or in the deep of the oceans, produces its own light, it is itself its food. what we call its inertia, its immobility. It's just another rhythm, another speed at which the world moves, so light and imperceptible that when it touches us, it is impossible to return to sleep.
Gracias, Saúl. Gracias, Rafaela. I learned something this 10th anniversary. When I called and our opening night, I said, Kieu, Bich, how? But I learned that in Vietnam, they placed the last name first. I mean, now I need to call how Kieu Bich. Bienvenida. Bienvenida.
Hello, everyone here, our friend and poets. I'm really moved to be here in Walt Whitman Birthplace, and so that's last night I couldn't sleep. I was so much excited, and so that today, this morning, during the trip from our hotel to Whitman Birthplace, I need to borrow my friend's shoulder to sleep, and now I feel like it's a dream. Yes, for me, poetry is a magical way for us, for me to enter the land of light and love. And today I'm happy to share with you my poem. And the first poem I will read in Vietnamese. Thanh lọc, mọc lên từ bùn luân hồi, đóa sen nở ra những vần thơ yêu thương bất tận. Mỗi cánh hoa hóa một vần thơ trong gió, đưa yêu thương đi muôn nơi, và tiếp tục mở ra thêm nữa những cánh hoa. Bất cứ ai đọc được những vần thơ này sẽ nhận được ánh sáng, hạnh phúc sẽ tỏa bay. Tình yêu nảy mầm nơi tất cả, mỗi trái tim đã ươm sẵn hạt vàng, chỉ cần dành cho tôi sự trống rỗng. Thanh lọc, ngay bây giờ, ở đây. And now I will read it in English. Purification grows from the mud of samsara. The lotus blooms into endless love verses. Each petal contains a vase, continues to open more. When all the other reach those verses, the happiness will be released. The light will shine over. The love grows inside all hearts from the golden sea. Leaves the emptiness in me of purification, thus being here right now. And the second poem I will share with you, it is the poem, the Song of Red River. I don't know if anyone of you here, the poets, ever visited Vietnam to know the Red River. Do you know the Red River? Yeah, it is famous in Vietnam, the Red River. Why the river is not blue like the other river in the world, but it is red? The Red River covers around Hanoi City. It is the capital city of Vietnam, and the name of Hanoi, that means the inside the river, the city inside the river. That is the Red River. And the Red River, the water, we believe that it is the color of the blood of the soldier who sacrificed for fighting for the independence of the nation. Yes, and Vietnam, before we have a long history of war, and many of the soldiers has sacrificed for our independence. And the Red River is a symbol for our country, for the sacrifice of the soldier. But every soldier, do you know that in the war, they are not only soldiers, they are poets. So in the daylight, they fight, but in the night, they write poems. And not the weapon that bring us the victory, but the poetry, the songs, the spirit of the soldier bring us the victory. So I wrote this poem for the soldier and for the Red River. Bài ca sông Hồng. Họ là những người lính, họ là những thi nhân. Họ hát ca trong rừng, nước mắt họ rơi, thấm thân thể đồng đội hy sinh sau trận chiến. Hơn cả cái chết, hơn cả sự sống, hơn cả chiến tranh. Họ thức dậy nguồn thơ đất Việt, một trời Nam bất diệt hát ca. Và hôm nay bên dòng sông Hồng màu đỏ sẫm, chúng ta hòa ca bài hát vì người. I read it in English. The song of Red River. They used to be soldiers. They are poets too. They sang in the forest. Their tears fell on sacrificed comrades at the battle. Beyond the death, beyond the life, beyond the war, they have lived that poetry train of Vietnam. Forever Vietnam. And today, by the Red River, we sing all together the eternal love song for them, the shoulder. Thank you.
Bueno, ya pienso que es tiempo de escuchar la poesía de Centroamérica. Por eso voy a llamar a Miguel Ángel Oxlack Cumes from Guatemala.
Se aquí fuerte, por favor. Ahí.
Satarchile Monomes, y Kauman, de quien de Lukush Ka, Lukush Rachule, Lukush Kata, Lukush Kapolegia, Chupan de un Lola Tigre, Macamin, Chupan de Chorkir, Oshlakuj, Ani, y Romari, y Kikot, y Kauman, y quien de Guatip, Mamá, Tenata, Lumachuka, Ronojes de Sipanik, y Yachepen. Hoy en el calendario Cholquil, en el calendario ritual, es 13 Anil, la energía de la semilla. Y todo lo que nosotros hacemos es es una siembra constante, ¿verdad? Cada poema de ustedes ha sido un... Voy a... traduzco eso rápido.
So what he's saying is that today in the Mayan calendar, his ritual calendar, is the date of the seed, and that everything that we do is a seed, and every poem that you have read today is a seed that is germinating, and now he's going to maestro.
Y voy a leer un poema dedicado a mis abuelas y abuelos. Jinhundas ves, Jinkoparubi, Kishon Halahok, Atitrio, Atitrimanya Pahanta, Atitria Chikan, Atitrie Reya Yaiten, Atitrie Ishan, Atitrie Teha, Atitrie Chutin Tashtani, Atitrie Inki, Atitrie Animahnak, Atitrie Chayom Esokon Chetzelach, Atitrie Kamisan, Atitrie Etzoriknakbe, Atit Halahok Atit. Jinhun Rubi Aven, Jintikil Chupan di Kaven di Mama Ah, Jinhun, Jindirup Ihu Ashri Samah, Hariyin di Sokpil, Ruyuhunri, Likin di Kikil, Jinhun Sikinem, di Mashatahun, Ahaf, Shakashan. Jindil Kuchoa di Halahotak, Rupihul Kik Aslemal, Halahotak, Rupihul Kik Aslemal, Poshamanin, Richinta, Jin Rutoh Bal, Kik Aslemal, Jin di Tohpalil, Jin di Rahil, Richin di Kushlanem, Richosh Kakashah, Jin di Rahil, Richin, Huntihu Aushdanem Kush, Ustapesh, Tokata Chikeha, la Hota, Katum, Chirich, Kikamik. Jinhun Bachipel, Riruchapum Yahem Chupan Kipot, Halahota Atit, Shinkikem Rikin, Ruyaol, Ruyal Chupam, Rirukemal, Rihul, Samahel Taklubia Abah, Shikemon, Rubia Abah, Riman Shiketamata, Ruwech, Rushlanem Kush, Rima Ahan, Jinhun Kematzich, Riman Kisonta, Jinhun Ruyal Rishit Tok Mahani, Tikata Barubi, Rirochilev, Rishetah Nikat. Jinhun Bachutzich, Richin Rishimperil, Ripanekar, Zihon Roma, Halahota Atit, Chuchi, Ruat, Rirahav Samach, Chuchi Ketap, Achai, Paruchat, Kamisanef, Parukumar, Evan, Solonik, Chupan de Oyovar, Nuya de Kashomar. Jinhun Bachutzich, Richin Bisonem. Lishkisikir Halahota, Mama Ach, Lishekamisesh, Mama Ach, Limahum Eta, Sheilitech, Mama Ach, Riepachuneta Zich, Mama Ach, Lishkichapela, Kela Chupan, Kayevar, Samach, Pamolon Cape, Tokshkipanalari Fine, Shkinosala, Rirubuhil, Kichin, Disipan Samach, Tokshimon, Ilkepa, Sheukwesh, Patak Achaypel, O Achia, Patak Kalashpel. O Ishoki Patak Kalashpel, Mahun Achiketa Chikeroch, Lishkojeta Hupa, Ru, Rakwalif, Mahun Achiketa Chikeroch, Lishalesh Darichin, Kaslemach, Hornojes, Shohalesh, Richin Sipan Samach, Richin Sipan Uchoa, Richin Baihal, Richin Mepalif, Richin Tzilanem, Richin Kamik, Rikin Kahun Tapel Pakakalkash, Rikin Hun, Hokopel Abah, Pakavi. Rumalakri, Kermin Ahan de Kapishanem, de Kapohom, Stipesh, Chiki Koholis de Animai, Chukoholis de Paluts, Pakikoholis de Tapati, Chokari Mamaah, Rik Ashetas, Nikirair, Yeshahom, Tahupa, Rik Indi Shul, Rik Anikirair, Tanikisikah, Hom Kimai, Rik Anikirair, Tanikitum, Hom Tikia, Choka, Nikitir Tahum Baim. Liman Shuyata Vikaslen Chique. Soy una tortilla color jade sobre el comal de muchas abuelas, abuelas que lloran, abuelas que callan,
abuelas que sueñan, abuelas que cantan, abuelas madres, abuelas niñas, abuelas aterrorizadas, abuelas exiliadas, abuelas torturadas, abuelas asesinadas, abuelas reencarnadas, abuelas, muchas abuelas. Soy una milpa en el maizal de los abuelos, soy el fruto de su trabajo, sudor mezclado con sangre, gritos que ningún Dios escuchó. Soy el esfuerzo de sus generaciones, de muchas generaciones, pero no soy para ellos. Soy el tributo, soy la paga, soy el rescate para su sueño de un descanso, de una pizca de paz, aunque les llegue docenas de catunes después de su muerte. Soy una figura viajante en el huipil de muchas abuelas. Fui bordado con hilos de llanto en las tramas del tiempo, por dedos esforzados que no conocieron la paz. Soy silencio, soy verso inconcluso, soy una lágrima evaporada antes de caer a la tierra que arde. Soy un poema de terror, susurrado por muchas abuelas, en la cocina del patrón, en la cocina de los soldados, en la cama del matón, en la oscuridad del exilio, en la rabia del dolor. Soy ese poema triste, recitado por muchos abuelos, abuelos inmolados, abuelos jamás encontrados, abuelos poetas, abuelos que lo recitaron en el infierno del cafetal, haciendo esa faena, llenando la libreta de jornaleros, caminando, enchachados para el cuartel. Nosotros nacimos hombres, nosotras nacimos mujeres, ninguna tuvo niñez, ninguno nació para vivir, todos nacimos para la servidumbre, para el hambre, para la miseria, para la injusticia, para la muerte lenta, con un mecapal bajo el brazo y una piedra de moler sobre la cabeza. Tal vez por eso nuestro canto suena así. Nuestras notas fueron escritas entre las tumbas, entre las flores de muerto, entre abuelas y abuelos que añoran bailar con la chirimía, fumarse un puro, echarse un trago y esa comida que les quedó a deber la vida. María.
So I'm going to read two poems by Miguel in English. We, women, men, dart like startled deer, from our fields, from our forests, in search of the cities, fleeing oblivion, though knowing that here we only come to meet our death. And the second one. For a long time, I have been there, in our bodies, in our minds, in our forms. I've seen how the chifla and the peach trees bloom, and how the miracle of maize rises up in the green fields. But I've also seen how the blood of my people keeps spilling onto the earth. Though we've made every effort to please them, we've done everything they've demanded of us. To get civilized, to get Christianized, to get Castilianized, to get schooled, to get westernized. But the terror still dances among my people.
Maestro. No llores.
No, podemos respirar.
Patricia Arisa, from Colombia.
¡Vamos, Patricia! Patricia.
Muchas gracias, Carlos Aguasaco, por la traducción de este libro.
No,
Esta madrugada volamos miles de kilómetros para llegar acá a decir estos poemas
por la paz de Colombia.
No.
Colombia es un país que tiene nombre de paloma, pero que no está en paz. Ninguno muere ahora de viejo y en su cama. Casi todos nuestros muertos han sido matados, unos a bala y otros pasados a cuchillo. Eran vidas amables, aunque cortas. Las banderas que portaban también fueron rasgadas. Unas fueron quemadas y otras hechas jirones. Con ellas se quiso tapar la voz de las mujeres. Nosotras, sin embargo, salimos con toda la casa a cuestas. Llevábamos todo sobre nuestros hombros, inclusive la rabia que se fue volviendo fuerza y canto. De este viaje apenas se quedaron rastros en la arena, algunos pies marcados en la huida y huellas de manos trepando en las orillas de los matorrales. Un día como hoy, no muy lejano, nos encontraremos todas en la madrugada. Mostraremos las fotos y cantaremos la música que a ellos les gustaba. Luego, al día siguiente, iremos al cementerio y les llevaremos flores. Si no los encontramos, las dejaremos en otras fosas, a otros muertos, porque muchos de los nuestros quedaron tirados en las carreteras. A veces en la madrugada viene Antígona y a escondidas, contra todas las leyes, los entierra. No siempre lo logra, porque los perros y las aves de rapiña la descubren. Ella corre veloz por los siglos y se esconde en el tiempo. Hoy está aquí, a salvo con nosotras. Todas seguimos aquí plantadas en la ciudad ajena y hace frío. A Bernardo Jaramillo, un hombre que iba a ser presidente de la República y lo mataron. Bernardo, ibas sobre los hombros de la multitud, estabas dentro de la madera como si fueras el alma del árbol. Llovía sobre tu rostro bajo el cristal. Cerrabas los ojos con esa expresión nueva de eternidad. Contra los vidrios de los ventanales las piedras chocaban, las bombas explotaban. Por los ojos de todos tus amigos las lágrimas corrían a cántaros como la lluvia. A nuestros muertos. A los muertos los repartimos como el botín de los ladrones. Despedazamos sus pensamientos, ocupamos sus lugares, con sus ahorros se pagaron algunos gastos. Nos apropiamos de sus últimas palabras y sin embargo somos más pobres todavía. El chaleco antibalas no sirve. La pistola 9 milímetros no sirve. El Colt Caballito 48 no sirve. La mini Uzi es chatarra vieja. Lo único que sirve es la vida, hermano. Y los muy cortos, que se llama Fémina. Siendo mujer, me perdí y solo me encontré cuando lo supe. Por si se te ocurre lavarme, no vayas a quitar el barro del que estoy hecha. Y por último, montaña, por plantada que estés, ante mis ojos pasas. Muchas gracias. Quisiera pedirles, si no es demasiado, a ustedes que cada uno dijera en algún momento en su celular unas palabras cortas por la paz de Colombia. La estamos construyendo y creo que las palabras de los poetas y las poetas van a ser muy importantes.
Patricia, he's asking us to use our cell phones to make a statement, to say something in favor of the peace in Colombia. We are building the peace in Colombia. She's part of this process, and she believes that poets would help in creating and fostering this environment for peace. I'm asking Mirna to read the first poem translated by Jennifer Ratner, by the way, is the translator, and the first poem that Patricia read.
Okay.
Natural death. No one dies now from old age and in their bed. Almost all of our dead have been killed. Some by bullets and others sliced open by knives. They were kind lives, although short. The flags they bore were also torn. Some were burned and others ripped to shreds. With them they tried to silence women's voices. Yet we women went out carrying the weight of the house. We carried everything on our shoulders, including the rage that becomes strength and song. There were hardly any traces left in the sand from that trip. Some small feet left a mark in their flight, and handprints climbing the edges of the ticket. Someday soon we will meet our dawn. We will carry their photos and sing the music they liked. Then, the next day, we will go to the cemetery and take them flowers. If they don't find them, we'll lay them down on other graves, on other dead, because many of ours were left lying on the roads. Sometimes at dawn, Antigone arrives and hidden against all laws, she buries them. She doesn't always manage to do it because dogs and vultures discover them. She runs fast through the centuries and hides in time. Today she's safe here with us women. We are all still here, planted in the foreign city, and it is cold.
Bravo.
Y ahora, from Argentina, Graciela Aráoz. Bienvenida,
Graciela.
Buenos días. Otra vez gracias a los organizadores y una alegría de leer hoy en la casa de este gran poeta Walt Whitman. Y gracias también a mi querido amigo de hace tantos años, Rei Berroa, que me va a leer en inglés. Sí.
Thank you for being here. Great joy to be here in the house of Walt Whitman and Rei Berroa, that's me. We'll be doing the translation.
¿Está bien? ¿Carlos? La violinista del quinto. Ella se abraza y se queda quieta, aprieta los dientes, va y viene sintiendo el olor del pato que la vecina descuartizó. Se abraza cada vez más largo. Desde su ventana ve la cabeza sangrante del pato. Cruza y la ceremonia se anuncia. La cocina hierve, las especias tendidas, mientras ella paladea el deseo. La boca se abre, se huele la comida, se abraza nuevamente, abre los ojos, la boca abre, la abraza, se besan hasta que el beso muerde el elixir de los vampiros y ahí regresa y vuelve a ser la violinista del quinto piso.
The violinist of the fifth. She hugs herself and stays still, clenches her teeth, comes and goes, feeling the smell of the dog that the neighbor quartered. She hugs herself longer each time. From her window, she sees the bleeding dog head. She moves across, and the ceremony is announced. The cooker boils, spices spread about. While she tastes desire, her mouth opens. She smells the cooking. She hugs herself again. She opens her eyes. Her mouth opens and hugs her. They kiss each other until the kiss bites the elixir of vampires. And there she's back and is again the violinist of the fifth.
Dicen que estuve viva y escribía en los pastizales con tizas de nácar. Dicen que fui una viuda y llevaba canciones quechuas al cementerio, que no lloraba, dicen, solo cantaba, inmóvil, con mi lengua mestiza.
Muy bien.
They say I was alive, and that I rode on the fields with mother-of-pearl's chalks. They say I was a widow and took Quechua songs to the cemetery. That I didn't cry, they say. I only sang, motionless, with my mixed language.
Para terminar, de un libro que está en la editorial y se llama Altares en el río. Poema que no he leído casi, bueno, nunca, casi nunca. La mujer de rojo. La transparencia del vestido refleja la otra transparencia, el dolor que se quedó en el cuerpo. Nudos entrelazados en una trama, mirada hasta el hueso, herida sin palabras, relámpagos, brasas en las manos, temblores detrás del encaje, una escena, aquella niña. La mujer de rojo, triste, no fue reina ni emperatriz, ni tampoco Caperucita. Ya no se desnuda ni balancea sus caderas. Camina descalza detrás de la indija. Ya no está el puente, está el río. Solo se celebra la nada. Muchas gracias.
The poem that I read almost never, I think. I'm translating what she said. The Lady in Red. The transparency of the dress reflects the other transparency, the pain that remained in the body. Knots intertwined in a plot, scrutinized to the bone. Wordless wound, flashes, embers in the hands, tremors behind the brocade. A single simple sin, that girl. The lady in red, sad, was neither a queen nor an empress. She was not Little Red Riding Hood. She doesn't get naked anymore. She doesn't swing her hips. She walks barefoot behind the slit. The bridge is not there anymore. There is only the river. Only nothingness is celebrated.
Ahora, Shivaprakash from India.
Shiva.
So I say namaste to everybody.
Namaste.
By the way, it's a dream come true because in my formative years I was very deeply influenced by Walt Whitman. I was pleasantly surprised to see Indian books on Walt Whitman here. There are a lot more books on Walt Whitman, but in India he's looked up to not only as a poet but as a philosopher and also as a yogi. That's the way Indians looked at him. So I'm going to read 3 poems. We are all celebrating poetry against the background of war. Here is a poem about all of us want war to come to an end, but it doesn't. So here is a poem called The Monologue of the Watchman from Aeschylus' Agamemnon. The play begins with the monologue of the watchman. He gets the news that Troy has fallen and Greeks have won, but there is in front of him Cassandra standing and muttering some frightening prophecies. I first read the English and then Kannada, the original. No night was longer than tonight. Among so many sleepless nights, but 20 long years. No night was longer. How long? Enough of this. Better die than live this old age without sleep. Just as the resolve was being made. Look, the fall of Troy, victory to Greeks, torches lighting up one by one in fort after fort has brought the news. It's over at last. Before I could heave a sigh, who is she, the one muttering all alone in the magic light of the burning moon? Who is she? Cassandra? Oh, Cassandra, my mouth refuses to puzzle out the nightmarish truth hidden in your half speech. The father killing the daughter, hatred is not exhausted. The wife killing the husband, hatred is not exhausted. The son killing the mother, hatred is not exhausted. The compound hatred of ghost of the mother coming back to kill the son, for killing the mother, for killing the husband, for killing the daughter, hatred is not exhausted. Darkness has not ended. The battle has not ended. Only the magic light of the burning moon, Cassandra. ಇಷ್ಟೊಂದು ರಾತ್ರಿಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ಯಾವ ರಾತ್ರಿಗಳಿಲ್ಲ ಇಷ್ಟೊಂದು ದೀರ್ಘ ಎಷ್ಟೊಂದು ದೀರ್ಘ ಯಾವ ರಾತ್ರಿಗಳಿಲ್ಲ ಇಷ್ಟೊಂದು ದೀರ್ಘ ಹೀಗೆ ಬದುಕುವುದಕ್ಕಿಂತ ಸಾಯುವುದೇ ಮೇಲು ಎಂದು ನಿಟ್ಟುಸಿರು ಬಿಡುವಲ್ಲಿ ಬಂತು ಸುದ್ದಿ. ಟ್ರೋಯಾದ ಪತನ, ಗ್ರೀಕರ ವಿಜಯ. ಕೋಟೆಯಿಂದ ಕೋಟೆಗೆ ಹುತ್ತುತ್ತಾ ಬರುತ್ತಿದ್ದ ಬೆಳಕು ತಂದ ಸುದ್ದಿ. ಮುಗಿಯಿತಲ್ಲ ಎಂದು ನಿಟ್ಟುಸಿರು ಬಿಡುವಾಗ ಯಾರಿವರು ಸುಡುದಿಂದ ಬೆಳಕಲ್ಲಿ ವಟ ಹುಟ್ಟುವರು. ಯಾರಿವರು? ಕಸಂದ್ರ. ನಿನ್ನ ಬಾಯಲ್ಲಿ ಬರುವ ಮಾತುಗಳನ್ನು ಒಡೆದು ಹೇಳಲು ಒಲ್ಲೆ ನಿಡುತ್ತಿದೆ ನನ್ನ ಬಾಯಿ. ತಂದೆ ಮಗಳನ್ನು ಕೊಂದ ದ್ವೇಷ ತೀರಿಲ್ಲ ಇನ್ನು. ಹೆಂಡತಿ ಗಂಡನನ್ನು ಕೊಂದ ದ್ವೇಷ ತೀರಿಲ್ಲ ಇನ್ನು. ತಾಯ ಕೊಂದ ಮಗನ ದ್ವೇಷ ತೀರಿಲ್ಲ ಇನ್ನು. ಕೊಂದ ತಾಯ ಭೂತ ಮಗನ ಕೊಲ್ಲಲು ಬರುವ ಚಕ್ರದ್ವೇಷ ತೀರಿಲ್ಲ ಇನ್ನು. ದ್ವೇಷ ತೀರಿಲ್ಲ ಇನ್ನು. ಕತ್ತಲು ಮುಗಿದಿಲ್ಲ ಇನ್ನು. ಯುದ್ಧ ಕೊನೆಯಾಗಿಲ್ಲ ಎಂದು ಗುರಿದಿಂದ ಮಾಟದ ಬೆಳಕು ಕಸಂದ್ರ. I'll read another poem about three blind men. It's a kind of a song. ಮೂರು ಮಂದಿ ಗೆಳೆಯರು, ಮೂರು ಮಂದಿ ಕುರುಡರು, ಮೂರು ಜೀವದ ಗೆಳೆಯರು, ಮೂರು ಕಾಲವ ಸೋಸಲೆಂದು ಮೂರು ದಿಕ್ಕಿಗೆ ನಡೆದರು. ಮೂರು ಮಂದಿ ಕುರುಡರು, ಮೂರು ಜೀವದ ಗೆಳೆಯರು. Three blind men, three great friends, in order to understand three times went in three directions. ಮೊದಲಿನವನು ಹಿಂದೆ ನಡೆದ, ಹಿಂದೆ ನಡೆದ, ಕೊನೆಗೆ ತಾಯ ಬಸಿರ ಸೇರಿದ. ಕಲ್ಲಿನಲ್ಲಿ ಕಲ್ಲಾದನು, ನೀರಿನಲ್ಲಿ ನೀರಾದನು. ಆದಿ ಕೂಡ ಹಿಂದೆ ತಿರುಗಿ ಆದಿಮೂಲಕ್ಕೆ ಹೋಯಿತು, ಆದಿಮೂಲಕ್ಕೆ ಹೋಯಿತು. The first one went further and further back with each step, entered the mother's womb again, became stone among stones, water among water. The road too turned into water and flowed back to the primal source. ಎರಡೇವನು ಮುಂದೆ 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 ನಡೆದ, ಹಕ್ಕಿಗಿಂತ ವೇಗವಾಗಿ ಉಕ್ಕು ರೆಕ್ಕೆ ಬೀಸಿ ಬೀಸಿ ಗಗನಕ್ಕೆ ತಾನೇರಿದ. ಉಳಿದಂತವನು ದಾಟಿದ, ಕೊನೆಗೆ ಒಂದು ಚಿಕ್ಕೆಯಾಗಿ ಚಿಕ್ಕದಾಗಿ ಚಿಕ್ಕೆಯಾಗಿ ಹೋದನು, ಚಿಕ್ಕೆಯಾಗಿ ಹೋದನು. The second one went further and further up and further ahead, faster than the birds, beating his steel wings, soared over the earth, crossed even the horizon, and turned into a tiny star. ಮೂರನೆಯವ ಇಂಥ ಕಡೆಯೇ ನಿಂತುಕೊಂಡು ಭೂಮಿ ತಿರುಗದೆ ಇದೆ ಎಂದು ನಿಂತ ಕಡೆಯೇ ನಿಂತನು, ನಡೆದ ಹಾಗೆ ನಡೆದನು. ಭೂಮಿ ತಾನು ಬಿಗುಬುಗುರಿಯಾಗಿ ಇರುಳ ಬೆಳಕ ಇರುಳ ಕತ್ತಲ ದಿನಕ್ಕೆ ನೀಡಿ, ದಿನದ ಕತ್ತಲ ಇರುಳಿಗಿತ್ತು. ಗಿರಿಯಾಗಿ ಸುತ್ತಿತು, ಮೂರ್ಖನಾಗಿ ಹೋದನು. The third one shammed walking while standing, thinking the earth still, turned like a tap, giving night the day's love and the day the night's joys, turning and turning like a tap, he became completely ignorant. Urumandi Kurudaru Muruhariya Hinde Vittu Murukasibu Bharagiruva Muruhariya Hinde Vittu Mate Mulake Hodaru Muruhariya Achehina Nakaniya Hadiyannu Purataru. The three blind men then abandoned their 3 roads, not even worth 3 base coins, and have now returned to where they began, to the 4th time. Now, this third poem, very short poem. It's again a song, a lullaby. Years ago, I was living in a house, rented house, and next to my house there was another building being constructed, and some workers were living in a hut there. Every night, without fail, at midnight, the child in that house used to burst into, crying, and kind of comfort this child. I wrote this poem because the biggest war is against hunger and thirst in the world. Little child, crying aloud in the dead of the night, do not cry. The black cow tied to the peg in the dark shed will surely yield udderfuls of milk when the dawn breaks. That dead of the night is not forever. Little child, do not cry. ನಟ್ಟ ನಡುರಾತ್ರಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ಕಿಟ್ಟಾನೆ ಕಿರುಚುವ ಪುಟ ಕಂದಮ್ಮ ಅಳಬೇಡ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿಗೆ ಮೂಲೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಕಟ್ಟಿಗೆ ಕೊರಡಂತೆ ಕಟು ಹಾಕಿರುವಂತ ಕರಿಗೋವು ಹೊತ್ತು ಮೂರುತ್ತಾಲೆ ಕೊಟ್ಟೆ ಕೊಡುವುದು ನಿನಗೆ ಕೆಚಾಲು ತುಂಬಾ ನೊರೆವಾಲು ಕೆಟ್ಟನೆ ರಾತ್ರಿಯ ಕತ್ತಾಲು ಕೊನೆಯಲ್ಲ ಪುಟ ಕಂದಮ್ಮ ಅಳಬೇಡ ಪುಟ್ಟ ಕಂದಮ್ಮ ಅಳಬೇಡ.
Catalina Villegas from Colombia.
¡Bravo! ¡Vamos, Catalina!
Oh, Captain, my Captain. I've cried a lot, but I think I haven't cried enough. It's, I'm very moved to be here, so thank you very much again for this invitation. And only God knows how happy my dad would be to be here, so I cried when Cristian talked about his dad. My dad was also a poet. Now he's maybe listening from another state. Yes. Okay, so I read a poem. The title is A Wound. And it starts with this verse by Gertrude Stein that you might know. A rose is a rose is a rose. When the poet says rain, the birds tremble among the branches. When she says wound, pain remembers itself. When she says hunger, bones search for themselves in the darkness. When she says whiteness, a caribou jumps and disappears. I write the word door, and someone returns to daydream. I say absence, and the paper is a mirror. When I don't mention you, I'm talking about you. Lo leeré en español. Una herida. Una rosa es una rosa, es una rosa, de Gertrude Stein. Cuando el poeta dice lluvia,
tiemblan los pájaros entre las ramas. Cuando dice herida, el dolor se acuerda de sí mismo. Cuando dice hambre, los huesos se buscan en la oscuridad. Cuando dice blancura, un caribú salta y desaparece. Escribo puerta y alguien regresa a su sueño. Digo ausencia y el papel es un espejo. Cuando no te nombro, te estoy nombrando. Now I'm going to read a poem that I translated to French because it's my second language and this is a multilingual poetry festival. The title is in German, but I don't speak German. It's just because it's a song I like a lot. Spiegel in Spiegel, that is mirror in mirror. Il ne faut pas placer un miroir face à un autre. Non. Nous n'avons pas à lui permettre le vertige d'être un éclair en suspens, où la frontière d'un abîme sans visage, le néant et l'infini, dans une symétrie secouée par le hasard. On ne doit pas mettre un miroir face à un autre, et le laisser piéger dans l'éternel sortilège d'un palindrome d'aspect. La lumière pourrait ainsi oublier son sens et courir le risque de dupliquer cet univers dans sa fuite de photons, ou de revenir à l'origine où nous naissons vieux et ces lettres disparaissent du papier. Ahora leeré en velocidad un poema que está en este libro que se llama Cánsate Cuerpo, el libro a cuatro manos. Empieza con una cita de Gilles Deleuze. Siempre hay un pliegue en el pliegue, como también hay una caverna en la caverna. Me miro y recuento para seguir creciendo en otro lado. El cuerpo es flor que se abre al tacto, generosidad de superficie, pliegue que reconcilia los extremos, piel que se retrae de vergüenza para sortear un día de verano, laberinto de tejidos que brota y colapsa. ¿Sostengo mi cuerpo o es él quien me sostiene? ¿Lo presiento o me anticipa? Surgen de su interior circunvoluciones y texturas esponjosas, pólipos y protuberancias, temblores gelatinosos y lugares estriados, cada órgano reclamando su discreta soberanía, contraído en su forma, flotando sin tiempo, apéndices innecesarios embebidos en sustancias, fluidos que se desbordan irrigando fronteras. Desde cada esquina palpitante me despliego y multiplico. Querer es abundar en alguna parte. Y el último se titula Río. A contracorriente enfrento lengüetazos de agua, latigazos de hueso calibre, donde los peces tienen densidad verduzca. Avanzo los pies, primero uno, luego el otro, sobre la baba que recubre las piedras. Arrastro las marañas fétidas de la fotosíntesis translúcida. La entraña del agua, el fondo del río, guardan restos óseos, puntos específicos, partículas que se depositan tras un cansancio heredado, como si la gravedad dijera la última palabra. Pero el río manotea, da 500 cachetadas por segundo, me reclama empujalando. Yo vuelo a río, o sea, a las enaguas de todas las viudas, o sea, a las agrieras de la muerte, o sea, a las uñas que brillan en la noche. Tal vez viajamos en el espinazo del Uróboros, pero hay un comienzo, un lugar donde Dios se dio a sí mismo un cuerpo de asterisco y se dejó derramar entrópicamente. Desandamos los pasos desde ese punto primero, siempre en caída desde el borde curvo de una onda que se repliega. Retroavanzamos sin elasticidad, subbajando en ferrofluidos densos, membranas que implosionan en proximidad al cero. No hay fin sin principio. Eso quiero aunque no quiera. Gracias.
La República Dominicana, Rei Berroa.
Bueno, voy a hacer...
No tenemos tiempo. Nos vamos a perder
Voy a hacer lo
Rei,
mismo.
Rei, nos vamos a perder el tour. Así que la donación, un segundo.
Voy a dejar aquí el libro del Festival Mundial de la Poesía y voy a dejar también 2 volúmenes. El primero que fue dedicado a Walt Whitman en el 2019 y este puesto ya al pie del estribo que cubre también algo de Whitman. Y voy a leer un solo poema. Y voy a leerlo primero en inglés y después lo leo en español. What weight does this Berroa bear on his back, that it has made him wear his head backwards? How can he think he will find himself like that in this age of political parties, offices for profit? And if he comes and questions us on the world or on the air, what are we going to say to this poor, deluded one? How do we explain to him, you shouldn't ask if you already know? And when he comes and plops down right next to us, with his smell of wine and laughter, why does he scratch at the corollary of life, arrive at his meetings late, forget to make his mortgage payment, his surrealist debts, and the hug he owes to Homer, Whitman, or Vallejo? Minor functionary of the imagination, this bureaucrat does not know which part of his timetable only exists from the night to his skeleton, and which other part might leave the morning open-mouthed and dew shaking like a god who's going to sin. Eso es el que lleva en la camisa Berroa, que se ha puesto la cabeza del revés. ¿Cómo es que va a encontrarse así en esta edad de partido y piscina? Y si viene y nos cuestiona sobre el mundo o sobre el aire, ¿qué le vamos a decir al pobre iluso? ¿Cómo indicarle que no debe preguntar si es que ya sabe? Y al venir y plantarse a nuestra vera con su olor a vino y carcajada, ¿por qué se rasca el corolario de la vida? Llega tarde a sus reuniones, se olvida de pagar sus deudas surrealistas. El abrazo que le debe a Homero, a Whitman, a Vallejo. Pequeño funcionario que imagina. ¿No sabe este burócrata qué parte del sombrero de horario solo queda de la noche al esqueleto? ¿Y cuál otra le podría dejar la mañana boquiabierta, temblando de rocío, como un dios que va a pecar? Muchas gracias.
Tanya.
Yes.
Turno. Tanya Ko-hong from Korea.
Buenos días.
Yes.
안녕하세요.
Hambre? No hambre. I think yeah, that's the poem. Hambre? No hambre. So actually, when I feel like I'm from Korea, I just don't feel really connected because I live like in the United States for so long time. And when you say Tanya, it feels more familiar to myself. But when you call Champagne, then I feel like somebody from outside, which is Champagne is my Korean name. So beginning of that, trying to find myself, first, of course, I was writing in Korean for a long time. And I think this is the beauty of why we're here together. I was just writing in Korean for a long time as poetry. I didn't know how to write in English. But among my friends, they said, Tanya, you're writing in poems. Why don't you translate in English? I said, how do you translate poems in English? I really don't know how. And they said, just try. So that's how my first poem was all Korean first and translating English. But while I was translating my own poem, I found out very difficult. It was pulling and pull. I feel like that's not what I said in Korean. But when I was translating, that become a different voice. And then of the like role and race and all that kind of stuff could be like changed. So I wanted to share just a short poem called The Gap. So actually this is my first English poem that I wrote, The Gap. Gap between Hyunhae and Tanya. Gap between Seoul and Los Angeles. Gap between rice and bread. Gap between kimchi and salad. Gap between my natural skin and my color skin. Gap between my mother tongue and my second language. Gap between my inherited blood and my transfused blood. Gap, the gap between me and my other self. So when I was translating, I thought, oh, I can make a triangle with a gap. So I said, let me translate and make another triangle in Korean. And that didn't come out that way, become upside down triangle. So I said, whoa, okay, now I understand, and then I gotta be more compassionate with myself, right? And thank you, Cristian, for your poem. And that was very interesting because I was thinking about the one poem that I was gonna read. And that was the poem exactly, my father died with a lung cancer. And after that, I was writing a poem about it, and that's what I thought I was gonna share with you guys today. And exactly, it's so funny that like left hand, the mom, is the bruise. And usually you don't get the mom, but like I got the bruise on my left hand. And it starts with the mom. So I have to share with you. Oxtail soup. I look at the mom on my left hand, the bruise, dark purple, holding in the pain, silence of sorrow, ashes spread on the ocean, setting in the layers, palimpsest of lives, like a maple leaves. How does death feel? Impressions left on the sidewalk after they've blown away. A label on the roof that said, disconnect the phone. I turn on the gas to make oyako donburi. Tears come while cutting up the onions. Isn't that the best gift? I crack cold eggs, whip, and pour them over. Boiling napa and chicken broth. Close the pot. Turn off the gas. Wait. Was I here before? Will I come back again? Pour over a bowl of white rice. Feed kid. Empty unmade bed. A summer river where I didn't want to see his body. Separation. One poet said, after his wife's funeral, he found a strand of her hair on the pillow and wept. I made sukiyaki the day my dad died. I had to feed my children oxtail soup. That's what Daddy made. Suck out all the dead blood and boil until broth turns milky. When I leave, I want to leave beautiful. And I'm just gonna share one poem. And this poem that we did a workshop with the Fairfax high school students. So this one word is coming out from the students, the words. And then I made a poem out of this, the students' word. During pandemic, they are just like very hard time, and then we work with the virtual. I'm gonna read Korean first and then English. 아직 봄을 믿으십니까? 외로운 새가 도 창문을 두들긴다. 세상이 아직 줄지 않아. 텅 빈 학교, 운동장, 채 뜯지 않는 미나리 립글라스, 차가운 감자튀김, 불확실한 미래, 썩은 레몬 주스 같은 희망, 구급차 사이렌이 노래하고 반짝이는 빨간, 하얀 불빛이 인도에 반사하고 오늘 밤 누군가 홀로 죽어간다. 지난 연꽃의 향내가 진동한다. 해처럼 노랗게, 찬잎처럼 연하게, 연어살 같은 분홍으로 우리가 죽었다고 생각하는 연꽃 씨앗은 수천 년 후에도 발아가되고 가장 깊은 진흙 속에서 연꽃은 반듯하게 피어난다. 이 시가 어둠 속에 있는 당신에게 손을 뻗어 신비의 빛에 닿기를 기도한다. 이 엽서에 남은 공간에 나는 사람이라고 쓴다. Before reading this poem, that I didn't know that the lotus seeds that we thought is gonna be dead, but actually it germinates even 1,000 years later. So UCLA research, and then longest the lotus seed, the germinate was 1,200 years later. So just keep in mind that. Do you believe in spring? A lonely bird knocks to say hello. Open the window. Is there still a word? Desert school parking lot. Buttercup lip gloss. Unopened. Cold French fries. Uncertain future. Hope like rotten lemon juice. Unambulance silent scenes. Red and white glitter against sidewalks. Tonight, someone dies alone. A patch of lotus, flowers fragrancy, sunrise yellow, tea green, salmon pink. Though something could eat there, the seas can germinate for thousands of years. Later, the lotus blooms, magnificent in the deepest night. I pray this poem finds in your darkness, hands reaching through the ghost light. In the remaining space of this postcard, I write, I still believe in love. Thank you.
We are going to close this marathon, see, with a poet from New Jersey, Bill Wolak.
Oh, Bill. Oh, Bill.
Friends, amigos, what a great joy it is to be with you here today, enjoying poetry. On this perfect autumn day. Look at this day behind me, it's incredible. In order to get out into that day very quickly, I will be even briefer. Just one word about Whitman and why we're here today. Whitman is a universe. Today, we are all travelers, right? Song of the Open Road, song of myself. When lilacs last at the dooryard bloom, there are the very lilacs there. But that's not the Whitman I want to talk about today. The Whitman I want to celebrate is the outlaw Whitman, is the Whitman who is outrageous, is the erotic Whitman, is the Whitman that we have to protect so that they don't take his books out of our libraries. It's the Whitman of I Sing the Body Electric. And I will sing in that way now. Kisses. I want to explore your entire body with kisses. Kisses thirsty as light. Kisses that open the wind. And I want my lips to excite your shivering body with an inexhaustible delirium that invites more kisses. Kisses brief as a smile passing through lightning. Kisses reaching inside you, deeper than silence. Breathless kisses that leave your lips moist with tomorrow. Kisses that arouse the haunted silk of your breasts. Kisses that make your scars sing. Dazzling kisses, blind as ecstasy. Kisses that make you writhe and shudder, then squeeze me tighter. Desperate kisses that stun the flesh, awaken the muscles, sink down into the blood, and course through your tingling body. Indiscriminate kisses down your stomach and up your thighs. Kisses like a bouquet of roses sweeping over tempting flesh. Kisses that polish the swirling whirlpools of your flesh. Kisses long as summer. Kisses for beginning a journey. Thank you. Whitman is the first poet in America of the body who sang of a body-positive experience. And this is one as well. The shower. The shower. The first time you pulled me into the steaming shower with only the hot water streaming, I thought our bodies would be scalded. But with your flesh pressed against mine, the pain dissolved as my hands explored your skin that was pale as fog, rising just to the cliff edge. Holding your slippery body, my mouth found yours under the streaming spray, and your kiss soothed the heat out of my skin like flames licked by rain. Now, when I need to remember you, I stand in the shower under the hottest setting, and in the gushing, burning surge, I can feel you once again, pressed against me like roots suddenly tightening in a tree split by lightning. We'll end with a tiny little prayer. This is what I wish for all of you and for all of our readers today, all of our viewers today. The lover's body. Because if you have a lover's body, violence is almost impossible, except loving violence. May your hands reach out beyond dreams, where moonlight awakens as flesh. May your kisses seep deeper than rain into the body's pink crossroads. And may your fingers touch the unexpected, always with the thrill of loving.
Thank you so much to everyone. Thank you for being here. Listen, we are short of time. We have time for a very brief, extremely brief tour of the house. We don't have any time to waste. No tenemos tiempo que perder, tenemos tiempo para un pequeño tour. Muy pequeño, okay? So, the guide is right there. Please follow her. Sigan a la guía, los que quieran visitar la casa, okay? We are going to leave at 2 p.m. So we have a brief tour. Vamos a salir a las 2 de la tarde. Tenemos un tour muy corto. Right here.
And I started.
Did you write or did you?
I started the whole book. The whole book we started with.
Okay, what's that?
With the quotation.
Oh, okay.
Because the book is in Spanish, English, and French.
Oh, wonderful.
So I took this camarada. Yeah, camarada.
Yes.
This is no book. Touches this way. Touches a man,
Right,
which is the title of the book of the anthology.
Okay.